Reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 27, Text 4. Shayana unnadha madho mahamana Mahahartalpe mahisi bujo padai Tameva viro manyate param yata Tamo vibhuto na nijam param chayen Sayanaha, lying down. Unnada madaha, increasingly illusion. Mahamanaha, advance in consciousness. Maha arha talpe, on a valuable bedstead. Mahisi, of the queen. Bhuja, arm. Upadihi, pillow. Tam, her. Eva, certainly. Viraha, the hero. Manyate, he considered. Param, the goal of life. Yataha, from which. Tamaha, by ignorance. Abhibhutaha, overwhelmed. Now, not. Nijam, his actual self. Param, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Cha, and yet what? Translation. In this way, increasingly overwhelmed by illusion, King Puranjan, although advanced in consciousness, remained always lying down with his head on the pillow of his wife's arms. And this way he considered the woman to be his ultimate life and soul, becoming thus overwhelmed by the mode of ignorance. He could not understand the meaning of self-realization of his self or of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Please repeat. In this way, increasingly overwhelmed by illusion, King Puranjana, although advanced in consciousness, remained always lying down with his head on the pillow of his wife's arms. And this way, he considered a woman to be the ultimate life and soul, becoming thus overwhelmed by the mode of ignorance. He could not understand the meaning of self-realization of his self or of the Supreme Personality of God. Purport by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Human life is meant for self-realization. First of all, one has to realize his own self, which is described in this verse as Nijam. Then he has to understand or realize the Super Soul or Paramatma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, when one becomes too much materially attached, it takes a woman to be everything. This is the basic principle of material attachment. In such a condition, one cannot realize his own self or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.2, it is therefore said, Mahat Sevam Dwaram Ahor Vimuktes Tamo Dwaram Yoshitam Sangi Sangam. If one associates with Mahatmas or devotees, his path of liberation is open. But if one becomes too much attached to women or to persons who are also attached to women, that is, attached to women directly or indirectly, he opens the Tamodvara, the door to the darkest region of hellish life. King Puranjan was a great soul, highly intellectual and possessed of advanced consciousness. But due to his being too much addicted to women, his whole consciousness was covered. In the modern age, the consciousness of people is too much covered by wine, women, and flesh. Consequently, people are completely unable to make any progress in self-realization. The first step of self-realization is to know oneself as spirit soul, apart from the body. In the second stage of self-realization, one comes to know that every soul, every individual living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Soul, Paramatma, or the Supreme Personality of God. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 5:7. मामयांसो जीवलोके जीवभूतः सनातनः मनः शास्त्र इंद्रियाणि prakritiस्थानि कर्षति. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. All living entities are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Unfortunately, in this present civilization, both man and woman are allowed to be attracted to one another from the very beginning of life. And because of this, they are completely unable to come to the platform of self-realization. They do not know that without self-realization, they suffer the greatest loss in the human form of life. Thinking of a woman always within one's heart is tantamount to lying down with a woman on a valuable bedstead. The heart is the bedstead and is the most valuable bedstead. When a man thinks of women and money, he lies down and rests in the arms of the beloved woman or wife. In this way, he overindulges in sex life and thus becomes unfit for self-realization. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jananam Jana Sanagan Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadaman Dadati Swapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sikajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajiv Shadvitam Shavdutam Parajanam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Shakanvitam Jam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Kopisha Kopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shavanu Devi Pranamami Hare Priya Vancha Kalpataro Vyascha Kripa Sindhubevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namaram Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinaminen Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharinen Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarinen Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So thank you very much for joining in our Sunday Bhagavatam class, reading Canto 4, chapter 27, text 4, continuing from yesterday. So this subject is very important, that how the conditioning of the conditioned soul. Because the living entity, it says here in the purport, human life is meant for self-realization. That is the object of this human life. Human life is not meant for uh, eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Yes? What is that verse? Very good. Ahara nidya bayamaituna sama anyam pasubir nirnam. Where is the verse? It is not in the. Uh, how to put this one, this science of self-realization? I think it's another book also. It is a small book, you know. Let us search for that verse.
Yes. Ahara Nidra Bhaya and F4.
I spell that A-H-A. A-H-A-R.
You must write to. Okay, just copy this one. Ahara Nidra Bhaya.
Copy is what? Copy is control V, is it?
No. Select the button there. Copy. No. What are copy without diacritics.
Other books here.
See, no.
Got it already here.
It's not there. See, wow. No. I think this whole thing.
It is one of the small book, you know. What is that book? Huh? Huh? What?
Journey of self-discovery.
Journey of self-discovery. So you see here this verse, Ahara Nedra Bayamaitunam Cha Sama Anyam Etar Pasubir Naranam Dharmo he tesham adhiko vishesho dharmena hina pasubir samanaha. So eating, sleeping, sex and defense, these four principles are common to both the human being and animals. The distinction between the human life and animal life is that man can search after God, but an animal cannot. To that point? So the human form of life is meant for God realization. It is not meant for anything else. You know, after so many years, millions of years, one gets this rare chance of a human form of life. And in this human form of life, if one engages in sense gratification, then he has wasted the chance. You know? There's one verse I used to quote before. This breaks down the 8.4 million species. That verse. Where is that verse?
That one is not there in any books.
Is not there?
In the lecture is there. The book is there.
But where is it you find it?
It is there in the conversation. Conversation.
Conversation.
Lecture actually. 3 times he repeats in the same. He asks everybody to repeat, and again repeat, and again repeat. 3 times.
It's a very nice verse Prabhupada quotes. So this human form of life, it's very, very extremely rare. I'm sure you know this verse, right? It's difficult to find that verse. I'll just go to this verse. I'm sure you know this one very well, right? It is quoted by Srila Prabhupada many times. Labdva su durlabam idam bahu sambante manusyam artadam anityam apiha dhiraha turnam yateta na patet anumrityam yavan nishrayasya vishaya kalau sarvata syat. There's a lot of meaning on every word here. You know this word, labdva sudurlabamidam bahusambante. But you know what the meaning of that, right? Gaining this human sudurlabam idam bahusambante. Labdva having obtained sudurlabam, that is very difficult to obtain. Idam this bahu, many sambhava, birth. Ante after manusyam, human form of life. Artadam, which is what? Great value. Anityam, which is not eternal. Api, although iha. In this material world. Dhiraha, one who is sober, intelligence. Turnam, immediately. Yateta, should endeavor. Na, not. Patet, has fallen. Anumrityu, always subject to death. Yavat, as long as. Nishraya ashvayaha, for ultimate liberation. Vishayaha, sense gratification, kala, always. Sarvatra, in all conditions, yet is possible. After many, many birth and death, one achieves this rare human form of life, which although temporary, affords one the opportunity to attain the highest perfection. Thus, a sober human being should quickly endeavor for that ultimate perfection of life. As long as his body which is always subject to death, is not fallen down and died. After all, sense gratification is available even in the most abominable species of life, whereas Krishna consciousness is possible only for a human being. See this point? This sums up the very important aspect of human life.
We try. That was actually thinking of.
From Brahma Vaivarta Purana.
Cannot search Brahma Vaivarta.
Aditya Purana.
Yes, Varakhanam. Anashritya.
Ya Sittim Chatura Chaiva, Srimad Bhagavatam 2.3.19. Lakshanam tam jiva jatisu pramadibir purusehe prapyam manusyam janma padyayat tat api apalantam jataha desham atmabhiman maninam varakanam anasritya govinda charanam tvaya. This verse three times. Where's the translation?
He translates like this. Manga.
No translation here.
He translates, but word by word.
Okay, I think it's in the sloka, this one.
Yeah.
What page is it? Sitting. So I'll read from the sloka book because there's no translation. Brahma Vaivarta Purana. One attains the human form of life after migrating through 8.4 million species by the process of gradual evolution. That human life is spoiled for those conceited fools who do not take shelter of the lotus feet of Govinda. Varakanam means the fool. Wretched fool, Prabhupada said. Varaka. So how a person become foolish? This is the question now. Everybody is spirit soul, correct? Everybody is a spirit soul, then how is it that one becomes a fool? How? The question. In Sanskrit, the word is muda. Muda is what? A fool. So how does one become foolish? How? If he increases his sense gratification, if he increases his eating, sleeping, mating, defending, he becomes foolish. Next question, how does he increase his eating, sleeping, mating, defending? He's only got one stomach, he's only got one body, correct? How to increase that? The question. So in this Shastra, it is explained that if you attach yourself to sense gratification, primarily associating with women. So the women, now we are talking about not a Krishna conscious woman, we are talking about an ordinary woman. So when that attachment increases, just like today in the story, Puranjan, The Puranjan's wife, they were not Krishna conscious. So when that attachment increases, it's explained in Prabhupada gave that verse, you see. And this verse, Prabhupada is giving in the purport. His line is this: Mahat Sevam Dwaram Ahur Vimuktes Tamodwaram Yoshitam Sangi Sangam. This is one line. What is that? Tamodwaram Yoshitam Sangi Sangam. So in other words, if you associate with the opposite sex, then it is says tamodwaram. What is tamodwaram? One can attain the path of liberation from material bondage only by rendering service to highly advanced spiritual personalities. Those personalities are impersonalists. These personalities are impersonalists and devotees. Whether one wants to merge into the Lord's existence or want to associate with personality of Godhead, one should render service to the Mahatmas. For those who are not interested in such activities, who associate with people fond of women and sex, the path to hell is wide open. Saw that? Saw that point? Yeah? Practically all here are householders except for him. They are all householders. Yes. Correct? I think I am the wrong speaker. You understand this point? Huh? So you see here, they do not see, the Mahatmas, the equippers, they do not see any difference between one living entity and another. They are very peaceful and fully engaged in devotional service. They are devoid of anger and they work for the benefit of everyone. They do not behave in any abominable way. Such people are known as Mahatmas. So now you see that we have now understood that when we associate with opposite sex, the women, we get implicated. Yes? Correct? So now let us understand this a little bit more. Sinful activities are very detrimental, but that comes about by enjoying the senses. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also said this point. Here he says, you see here, it puts another point here. Evam vartitam chakram nano vartat yatiha yaha agayor indraya ramo. See this word? Agayor means sinful. Indraya means senses. Arama means enjoying. You understand this? Mogam patasa jivati. See this, Krishna is explaining here. My dear Arjuna, one who does not follow in the human life the cycle of sacrifice thus established by the Vedas certainly leads a life full of sin. Living only for satisfaction senses, such a person lives in vain. So again, Krishna is speaking in a simple way. If you engage in sense gratification, then you will definitely be committing a lot of sins. And when you implicate it sinfully, then what is the use of your living? See, Krishna is, so how he says this? When you don't follow the rules and regulations. He says you do not follow the cycle of sacrifice. This is rules and regulations. That means you do not follow the scriptures. You understand this? So when we do not follow the dharma, there is a verse, no? Dharma avirodo, correct? That is 7:1, 12, 7:11. Right? When you go against dharma, dharma viroda. Dharma viroda means what? Against. So, 99% of the people are not following any rules, regulation, nothing. They are not first even know anything. So naturally their consciousness is going on to the sinful life. That's why Krishna says here, they live in vain only. And illusion, they don't know what to do, what not to do. This same poem is also there. I have many times explained this point. And this verse, here also the same thing is explained here. If an ignorant person who has not conquered the material senses and does not adhere to the Vedic injunction, certainly will be engaged in sinful and irreligious activities. Thus his reward will be repeated birth and death. So see how sense gratification is very detrimental. It is something that it is a no-go. Krishna also said here, then he goes to, of course you know very well, this is how it all ends up. And in the Bhagavad, Aneka Chitta Vibrantaha. You know this word, Vibranta? Mohajala Samamvrataha. Prashakta Kama Bhogeshu. Prashakta Patanti Narake. Asucho. Very point. Thus, perplexed by various anxiety and bound by network illusion, they become too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and fall down into hell. So the consequence is already written down. If we want to go in that direction by enjoying the senses, then our, as Prahlad Maharaj says here, you see how this works, you see. And this verse, you see, many times you have seen this verse. How can a person who is most affectionate to his family, the core of his heart being always filled with their pictures, give up the association? Specifically, a wife is always very kind and sympathetic and always pleases the husband in a solitary place. Who could give up the association of such a dear and affectionate wife? This point here? Small children talk in broken language, very pleasing to hear, and the affectionate father always thinks of their sweet words. How could he give up their association? One's elderly parents and one's sons and daughter are also very dear. A daughter is especially dear to her father, and while living at the husband's house, she is always in his mind. Who could give up that association? Aside from this, in the household affairs, there are many decorated items of household furniture, there are also animals and servants. Who could give up such comfort? This is a very important point here. The attached householder is like a silkworm which weaves a cocoon in which it becomes imprisoned, unable to get out, simply for the satisfaction of two important senses, the genitals and the tongue. One is bound by material condition. How can one escape? So see, we are saying sense gratification, we are putting on the word women, and then the association, it goes more and more, correct? Deeper. Yes? Why? For two things, genital and the tongue. See? Now why this happens? It's explained here in this verse. Is this the verse? No. Yeah, this is the verse. Let's see how I'm sure you know, Pumsam Stri Mituna Bhava Metan Tayo Mito Hridaya Granti Ahu. It's all very scientific. Ato Graha Chetra Sutapta Vitte Janasya, see the word here. Just now Krishna says India Ramo Moga. Correct? Krishna says you become Moga. Here you see the same word, Janasya Moha. Again, Yam. Aham Mameti. You fall down to the animal level. Animals are always thinking of what? My and I. Animals. What is mine? What is yours? What is it? So this is the envious platform. This is the envious platform. The consciousness gets polluted. So you see how the connection is going in that direction. So when a person gets into this, see, also explained here, here, see, this is a very important word actually, this one. I showed yesterday also. Due to ignorance, materialistic person does not know anything about his real self-interest. This point. Due to ignorance. How you get ignorant? Sense gratification. The materialistic person, that means someone who is thinking of sense gratification as his life and goal of life, objective, does not know anything about his real self-interest. He doesn't know. The auspicious path in life is simply bound to material enjoyment by lusty desires. And all his plans are made for this purpose. For temporary sense gratification, such a person creates a society of envy. See, when you say I and mine, it becomes what? That's why sometimes the word is used for the word envious householder. When you put the word householder, they put the word envious householder. Because it is fact. Whereas when you put the word devotee, they put the word nimat saranam satam. Devotee are free from the two. You see, all this is a parallel thing. Sometimes we just read, but why the significance? You have to understand that. So when he creates a society of envy, and due to this mentality, he plunges into the ocean of suffering. Jai Sri Radha. And you see the last line, such a foolish person does not even know about this. He doesn't know. He is fully what? This is how Maya works. He just covers his brains. He doesn't know. You understand? He's so caught. Yes. No, what to do? This is life. Come on. Everybody is doing it. What's wrong with me? You understand? So this is how the illusion works. Now further explaining this point, we spoke about it also yesterday. I think it's this verse. When the soul exists for sense gratification, he creates different desires, and for that reason he becomes subject to destination. But when one is in the transcendental position, he is no longer interested in anything except fulfilling the desires of the Lord. Two different parallel, right? See? Here in this part here, I'm going to highlight you something that Prithu Maharaj spoke. Only because of different causes does a person see a difference between himself and others. Just like as one sees the reflection of a body appearing differently manifest on water, on oil or in mirror. But this is the next verse which is the most important point driven here. When one's mind and senses are attracted to the sense object for enjoyment, the mind becomes agitated. As a result of continually thinking of sense objects, one's real consciousness almost becomes lost, like the water in the lake that is gradually sucked up by the big grass straws on its bank. Huh? And then what happens? You see here the next verse? When one deviates from his original consciousness, he loses the capacity to remember his previous position or recognize the present one. When remembrance is lost, all knowledge acquired is based on false foundation. When this occurs, the learned scholars consider that the soul is lost. Finish. Today, this is what happened to Puranjan. He's lost, bewildered. Because he is sleeping on the bed, just now why was he sleeping? Talpe. The word talpe means what? Pillow, putting the head on the pillow of his wife's arms. Yes. And he did not, yesterday's verse, he did not know, time was passing. Day and night was going, time was going. Yesterday we spoke, no? So you see how this conditioning is so detrimental. You understand? So what happened then? Of course the story will go on. The Puranjan, because he became so bewildered, he ended up in his next life taking the body of a woman. You understand? Huh? You follow? This is explained in this verse in the Bhagavad Gita. We will go to this verse. Yam yam vapi smaranam bhavam tejayam te kalevaram tam tam eti kauntaya sadatad bhava bhavitaha. You see this verse. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail. This is in the Bhagavad Gita. I'm sure you know this. But here, Narada is explaining further. If out of love, hate or fear, an embodied soul fixes mind in intelligence, and completely concentration upon a particular bodily form, he will certainly attain the form that he is meditating upon. Is this point? If the conditioned soul is always thinking day and night of his dear wife or his whatever, and he will attain that form. Understand? Yeah, the example is given. Example is given here. O king, once a wasp forced the weaker insect to enter his hive and kept him trapped there. In great fear, the weak insect constantly meditated upon his captor. And without giving up his body, see again, without giving up his body, he gradually achieved the same state of existence as the wasp. Thus, one achieves a state of existence according to one's constant concentration. So, you see how it all fits in the picture. Sense gratification, attachment, correct? Attachment, always thinking, constantly meditating. Then next life, Puranjan, he became, what verse is that? You can just scroll down for me. He took the birth as a woman. I think 28 maybe, huh? 428, huh? So you see how dangerous it is. That's why we have to be very strict about it. So the only way to check sense gratification is to associate with the devotees. Right? You see, I've shown you many times. One should learn how to associate with the devotees of the Lord by gathering with them to chant the glories of the Lord. This process is most purifying. As devotees thus develop their loving friendship, they feel mutual happiness and satisfaction. And by thus encouraging one another, they are able to give up material sense gratification, which is the cause of all suffering. So this is the only, what do we say, cure for this problem. The only cure for this problem is association. There is no other medicine for this. Do you have any other medicine? Do you know any other medicine? What? You know? Huh? There's nothing else. That's why it's also I should explain here in this verse. O great learned devotee, although there are many faults in this material world, there is one good opportunity: association with devotees. Such association brings about great happiness. Due to this quality, our strong desire to achieve liberation by merging into the Brahman effulgence has become weakened. Even if you are Mayavad, if you associate with devotees, even that also will be gone. So our only hope, that's why Prabhupada set up this temple. Why? It is a program, solid program to be maintained. If anyone plugs into this program, then there is nothing but spiritual progress. That is the medicine and nothing else. Association of devotees means to come here to attend the program. Morning program, the classes, the prasadam, everything is tailored to give that sense of detachment. Because if he gets a Krishna conscious wife, then that's another thing. We're not talking about a materialistic wife, a Krishna conscious. Then yes, want to do service, they want to think, they want to help. The wife is waking you up, hey, Mangalarti, don't sleep. If you get a wife who's going to tell you to sleep, then there's a problem. Understand? If that you get such a wife, then yes, Prabhupada said, if you have such a wife, then you don't need to take sannyas. But if you don't have such a wife, then renunciation is inevitable. So try to understand, we are not against women, we are against sense gratification. As Prabhupada said, man is good, woman is good also. But if you put two of them together, then it becomes bad. Okay? So in order to save that, there has to be strong attachment to devotional service. And if we can live in those contacts, then there is no need for renunciation. You understand? But if it is gone in the other way, then it's pretty dangerous. Because this is not one life, two life, it's millions of lives you have come to get this human birth. Yes? Not we just came yesterday and now we have a human life, There's a cycle. How much you have gone through, many lifetimes. You have come to this stage. So do not give up. Understand? So by association, this problem can be sorted out. There has to be strong association. Because Maya is not lightweight. Maya is what? It's not lightweight. That's why it is put the word stringent laws of Maya. It doesn't even care if the child touches the fire or, it will burn. So in that way, we have to be very, very cautious. And our safeguard is our sadhana. Waking up in the morning, chanting our rounds, taking only Krishna prasadam. These are the saving grace. And if we neglect this, then all these unwanted desires will come, one thing after another thing after another thing. And then, as now we read, the soul is lost. The learned scholars say the soul is what? Lost. So, try to understand, I've kind of explained in a simple way how sense gratification is very, very dangerous. So therefore we have to be very strict. If we don't want to be strict, then our relaxation, our sahaja mentality will creep in. And then we will compromise. When we compromise, where will we stop compromising? Yes? If I compromise here, I will compromise everything. Correct? Yes or no? It's alright, it's alright. No, tomorrow I will do it. Procrastinating. One thing after one thing after one thing. Then, so please be very cautious, because in spiritual matters there cannot be any compromises. You can compromise materially, but spiritually there is no compromises. You cannot compromise your morning program. You cannot compromise your eating That's not possible. You cannot compromise your association. That's not possible. So all these things are uncompromisable. You understand? If you want to compromise, yeah, you compromise your material thing. That's it. That's another thing. This is saying you should do spiritual life in such a way that you're going to die tomorrow. And you do your material activity in such a way that you think you will never die. That's how you should be thinking. Spiritual life, and tomorrow I am going to die. I better chant, you see. But material life, no, I am going to live forever, no problem. You understand? This is consciousness. So please try to understand how this is all material world is engineered by the Lord. This material world is engineered by the Lord. There is no cell with a lock like a prison. No. Everything is free, all running around. Yes, that unseen, three modes of material nature is the guna, the shackle. That is how the Lord has made everything. So we want to come out of this tepisi tantra urudhami padaha, very tightly bonded. Why? Nate vidu swartha gatim Vishnu. If we don't know this, that is swartha gata is what? What is that verse? 7? If you don't know that you are a servant of Krishna, Nate viduha swa artha, we are talking about today the goal. If you do not know your goal is Vishnu, then durasha he bahir arthamanina andayatanda upanimana tepisi tantriyam urudami badaha. Person who are strongly entrapped by the consciousness of enjoying material life and who have therefore accepted their leader, a guru or a similar blind man, attached to external sense object, cannot understand that the goal of life is to return home back to Godhead and engage in the service of Lord Vishnu. As a blind man guided by another blind man meets the right path and fall into a ditch, a materially attached man led by another materially attached man are bound by the ropes of fruitive labor which are made of very strong cord, and they continue again and again in materialistic life, suffering the threefold miseries. The moment you look away from Krishna, that's it, finish. You understand? Yeah? So we have to be very cautious. We cannot afford to mess around because we have to come back again. If we want to come back, then we're going to have a problem. Already we have a problem. You do not know when this problem is going to come out of this problem. What if they send another problem? Krishna sends another disease more damaging. What are you going to do? You don't know. So let us be very cautious, put our hands together and surrender and chant. Alright? Any questions? Questions? Alright, very good. So we will stop here. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.